A few weeks ago, I visited a church and uncertain whether or not I wanted to become a member of that particular church. So after church services, the minister and I had a little chit chat, and he asked me, "Mr. Castile, are you a Christian?" I said, "Reverend, I don't know." He said, "Well, have you been born again?" I said, "No, I know I haven't been born again." He said, "Well, why haven't you? You know, if you're born again, you'll be a Christian and you'll be saved. You'll go straight to heaven." I said, "Well, concerning that born again, I have some friends that have been born again." He said, "That's it. See, Christians out there." I said, "Between you, me, and the bedpost, Reverend, my friends who are born again are bigger fools now that they've been born again. I wish they'd never been born again, Reverend." Are you guilty of nurturing jealousy? And if so, is it transitory? If jealousy were a pernicious virus, would you take a preventative vaccine? Are you jealous of yourself? Is jealousy more pronounced with the unprivileged society? And if you say you're a Christian, are you guilty of harboring jealousy, or jealousy has never entered your heart? The sinful and destructive and vile house where jealousy has a room there. Oh, that house is so, it's smelly. Now, before we visit jealousy in that room, and I'll tell you this, they have a sign out there: visit at your own perils. Well, let's define jealousy. It is a feeling of resentment against someone because of that person's rivalry, success, their station in life, or their advantages, or their physical beauty. You're jealous. Simply noted, being jealous underscores that you want what someone has accomplished. Oh, you covet what they have achieved in life, but you don't want to do the work that they did so you can have it. No, you just say, "I should have it. It should be mine." But you know, in most cases, you don't even want what they have achieved. You just don't want to see them with it. It galls you to see them happy, successful. You think they're above you and you can't have that? Not at all. But is jealousy that obnoxious? Let's turn to the scripture. Proverbs, the 27th chapter, 4th verse says this about jealousy. It tells us, "Anger is cruel and wrath is like a flood, but jealousy is even more dangerous, because that's where revenge and hatred lies, in the heart of jealousy." The Bible gives us a perfect analogy of just how pernicious jealousy can be, and how jealousy can destroy a person, destroy friendships, destroy a family. It destroys so many things. We witness this jealousy with a family of brothers. In Genesis, the 37th chapter, tells us about a man named Joseph and his 12 brothers. We read that old man Jacob, their father, loved and favored Joseph more than he did his other 12 sons. And I don't believe that. I think there's some other underlying things there. But nonetheless, let's go forward. To display his love, Mr. Jacob went to an upscale department store in the mall and said, "I'm going to buy Joseph, my favorite son, the most beautiful coat ever." Oh, I wouldn't go to a thrift store or one of them outlet stores. Oh, no, he's too good for that. Now, his brothers were jealous. They're supposed to be. Who wouldn't be? And they said, "Well, we're going to teach the old man a lesson. We're going to get rid of his pet. We're going to sell Joseph, our brother, into slavery, and we'll get a lot of money. And with that money, we can buy us a nice coat. We won't have to go to a thrift store or some outlet store or wear hand-me-downs like the old man is giving us, but never Joseph. We work in the field longer than Joseph. We'll get him." And they sold him into slavery and did everything they wanted to do. But haven't we all been jealous of a sibling? Yeah, me. Now, what parent haven't heard, "You love my sibling more than you do me, and don't you tell me you don't"? Well, your offspring may have a point there, but you might say, "That's not true. I love all of you all equally, the same." No, you don't. You can't. And here's why. Because some offspring need a little more attention, a little more guidance, and some don't. They know their way. So a parent shouldn't say, oh, I love you, all of you all equally. You don't. And you shouldn't feel guilty about giving more attention to one person. You might tell the kid, well, I just give more attention, but I'm here for you and so forth. But how do we know when jealousy has invaded our minds and captured our hearts? So bad. You quickly judge others without proof, and it's always negatively done. And you conclude that they don't deserve what they have accomplished. They're not a Christian. They're sinful. They don't deserve it. You do. And we refuse to congratulate someone for his or her accomplishment. Oh, I'm not going to extol them. No way. But I'm not jealous. Yes, you are jealous. But your thoughts may be this to cover up your jealousy, to satisfy your conscience. I'm not jealous. No need to applaud that person. Because what that person has obtained, I wasn't interested. I didn't want it. So why say any nice things about them? Jealousy. You know why? Because the things that you did, you accomplished, most people weren't overwhelmed with it, but they said nice things about your accomplishment nonetheless. Say you're a lady, a mother, and you bought a sewing machine, you're making clothes and so forth, saving money for the kids. Someone may say, oh, I applaud you for that. So wonderful. They don't care. They'll say, heck, I could have gone to an outlet store and bought some clothes. Okay, how about this? XY, one man, says something to another friend, calls him up and says, you know something? Oh, listen to me. I repaired the brakes on my vehicle. I didn't know I could do it. I'm so proud of myself. And in doing so, I saved a lot of money. And I gave that money to my old lady, and she's going to get a hairstyle and so forth. And what do you think about my accomplishment, friend? His friend says, what do you want me to say? Huh? It's not that hard to do. I've done it. Everybody can do it. All you got to do is buy a book on mechanics, and you know how to do it. So I'm not going to extol you. Isn't that something? Jealousy, jealousy. All a friend has should have said is, that's wonderful. See what you can do? You never done this before. Consider this, two men in a factory. One man says to the other one, you know what? We're going to have a new supervisor. And it's going to be a female. And guess what? She doesn't deserve this. She's only been here 6 years. I've been here 20. I deserve that position. And I asked her, I said, how did you get this? She said, I took some night courses in management and so forth. I don't care. You know what it is? It's affirmative action. Jealousy, jealousy. And two women are chit-chatting about someone they know at work. One of the ladies says, you know, XX wears the most beautiful designer's clothes. Those handbags, oh, they must cost a fortune. But you know what? Somebody ought to tell her, you're too big, you're too short to be wearing those kind of clothes. I'm surprised that a designer store would have her size. You know, I thought she went to these outlet stores. You know, I would look great in those clothes. Oh, I would turn heads. She didn't deserve it. Look how jealous that person is. Instead of walking up and say, you look so wonderful. Listen to this much. When someone asks you for your opinion about a pressing issue that they're having, a problem, do you deliberately steer them in the wrong direction so they can fail because you're jealous? Or consider this. A person says this to her best friend. You know something? I'm thinking about leaving my old man, taking the 3 kids, and just going somewhere because, you know, my old man never tells me how beautiful I am, doesn't help around the house. What do you think? Her friend says this, leave him. Men are rotten. They come 10 cents a dozen. Just leave him, girl. You'll find another man. Jealous. This person wants to see her friend fall flat. She's jealous for something that her friend has accomplished. Could be the marriage. All she had to do is say, why don't you seek marriage counseling? I'm your best friend. I'm going to be biased. I'm going to see nothing that you do wrong. But no, didn't do it. Jealous people find a way to undermine your achievements. Consider this statement. Two women are talking. Girl, I'm beat. I cooked and prepared a large pot of gumbo last night, and I can't go shopping with you. I don't feel well today. I'm so tired. Girl, I took that pot of gumbo up to a homeless shelter. Oh, girl. They said, your soup is so delicious, lady. Would you please come back again? I said, well, I sure will. Girl, they were licking the bowls. You know what? I'm going back next month. I feel so good helping others. What do you think about that? What do you mean? Her friend said. I think about that. Everybody know you can't cook. And besides, those homeless people will eat bologna sandwiches and say they're delicious. You see what her friend did? All her friend had to do is applaud her, say that's so wonderful, celebrate her, and maybe even say this. I don't know how you did it, but I tell you what, why don't we go together? I'll fry some chicken and make some potato salad. I'll go with you. That's all she had to say. But instead, she was jealous. So many of us conceal our jealousy and discontent with a smile to cover up our false hearts. And you know, sometimes we'll get on the grapevine and say negative things about people, falsehood, rumors, just so you can destroy them. You're jealous of them. Or you might cover your refusal to extol someone by saying, I'm not going to say anything nice about you. You said something about me. You said something about my family. You said that I was overweight and so forth. You're just jealous. Now, are there times when jealousy can be justified and other times when it can be a sinful act? Yes, the Bible does mention that jealousy can be understood in some cases. That is, if a person has a suspicious mind of losing what they possess. They don't want to lose it. Case in point, say a husband and wife are going to a ball and she goes out and buys some beautiful clothes and get her hair done, the whole thing. She's looking better than she has in ages. And at the ball, these suitors come up. Here's my business card. Give me a call. Well, of course he's going to get jealous. These people may be better looking and have more money. He doesn't want to lose his precious wife. Now, consider me. I've been covetous to other men, wives. I said, you know, that guy's wife shouldn't be with him. Should be with me. I'm better looking. Okay. I've also been jealous of someone's race. You heard me right. And a colleague said to me, he said, what do you think about I did this and I did that? I said, what's the big deal? You're a Caucasian. You had all opportunities. I haven't had that many opportunities. I would have done more than you did. I'm not going to extol you. Oh, jealousy. All I had to do is say, that's so wonderful. Yes, he might have had more opportunities because of his race, but he had nothing to do with my race. All I had to do is say nice things about him. I didn't. Listen to this much. It is said that people who experience bouts of jealousy are those who have underlying personal issues, such as insecurities and low self-esteem and so many other things. The evil tentacles of jealousy is more pronounced with the unprivileged, unserved society. Thus, it is more comprehensive that underprivileged or disadvantaged people would be more jealous of people in their communities. And here's why. They have had less opportunities to succeed, to go to the top of the ladder. So they're more jealous. And you say, what's the big deal if they're jealous? Oh, listen up. When you're jealous because you're not given as many opportunities as you should have, your self-worth is diminished. And as a result, guess what happened? You become jealous, the hurting kind of jealousy. Next comes anger, then rage, then indifference, and even violence to get back at society, at life, for not giving you equal opportunity. And you know what else you do? You hurt others, because you're saying, this person went to the top of the ladder. I should have. I worked harder than you might have. I'm going to pull them down. I'm not going to extol them. And by doing these evil things, you pull that person down, and that person probably would have gone out and helped other people who need it. You see what jealousy would do? It smells. Now, Mark the 7th chapter notes this about jealousy. If a society is jealous, evil thoughts flood the mind. Hatred is placed in your heart. Now listen very closely. The book of Job says this about jealousy. Surely resentment destroys the fool, and jealousy kills the simple. Oh, that's so riveting. A fool can be jealous, but that same fool can destroy others, keep them from succeeding and helping others. Now let's return to social media. Let's take Mother Mary, Jesus' mother, and she's on Facebook. She has a post there, and she posts this: I need help. My son Jesus and I are on a campaign to change people's minds, to make people more moral and more ethical, compassionate. I need you to share this, to pass it on to other people. That we're going to meet in the mall and distribute pamphlets. And on those pamphlets, we're going to tell people to respect every person, no matter their race, no matter their gender, no matter their sexual preferences. Just be kind to people. Would you please share that with other people? Girl, I wish I would. She's always talking about her teenage son, knows so much about humanity and stuff. Give me a break. I post things about religion on my posts. I know more about it. Facebook is there for you to say things about how great things are for you, how great your family is, how much people love, how many people love you. Your kid eats worms. Girl, I'm so sick of her always trying to make a difference in life. I need to unface her. Now, all you had to do is write a comment and say, that is so wonderful, Mary. You and your son, you should be proud of your son. We're going to meet you at that mall and da-da-da and help you and so forth. But no, you're jealous because Mary's doing something that you probably couldn't do if you wanted to do, or you may not even want to do. She's changing society. You're doing nothing but sort of bragging a little bit. Now, listen to this here. The scripture says, neither do people light a lamp and put it under a bowl. Instead, they put it on a stand, and it gives light to everyone in the house. You hear that? That's what Mary's doing. She's not bragging. And what you should do is say, oh, Mary, I'll get you a taller stand where, ooh, your light was just radiate to everyone. No, but you don't. You don't want to applaud her. Let me say this. We all get jealous from time to time. Keep that in mind. But listen to this much. Oh, you got to listen. I'm going to tell you how jealousy can destroy people. How sinful and foul and how it smells. Oh, I still got the smell on me. It's so toxic. And oh, deplorable. Listen, when I first came up here, after the hurricane, lost everything. Oh, I was disheveled. I had health issues, mega psychological problem. Thought about killing myself every day, literally. So I said, why not meet some people? Go to a church. I picked one out random and went there. First thing people asked me, you're a Christian? I said, no, I don't think so. Well, everybody here is a Christian. I said, well, I want to be here. I got a lot of psychological problems. Oh, you're crazy. Oh, you shouldn't be here. And especially black men aren't crazy. Oh, Well, I said, don't give up. And I saw someone in the choir, an XY, same age as me, same vocation, education. Oh, XY sung so beautiful. I said, I'll try to befriend XY. I extolled XY, applauded XY for his position, his job, his luxurious vehicle, his beautiful home, how well he sings, and so forth. I did all of this. Well, you think XY would have said something about me. He did. XY didn't. And I said, okay, I know what to do. Take the bull by the horn. XY, guess what? I did this and I did that. I did so much volunteer work. I started programs to help the needy. Let me tell you, stop. How do I know you did this? I said, well, I know what I can do. I can get some newspaper clippings from the college library. They got those instruments and stuff that'll help you find it. I did. Got about 2 dozen. Mail them to XY. XY, did you receive them? It's been 3 weeks. Yeah, I haven't had time to look at that. I thought maybe you could skim them. No, I don't have time. Okay, XY, listen to this. I had a lot of articles except for peer review. Probably more than any secondary teacher. And what do you think? How do I know? I said, well, you can go on the internet, just type my name in. I don't have time to go on the internet. Oh, okay. Well, can I call you if I have a medical issue where I have to go to the physician and need someone to drive me? Yes. Doop, doop, doop. XY's not answering. XY has call ID. I did it about 50 times over 4 months. Call ID, the worst invention in 50 years. Now, what does that say? Okay, just hold up. He wouldn't celebrate me. Then I said, I know what I can do. I'm going to search out a friend I once had in college decades ago. I do. Another city. Hello, XX. How you been doing? Oh, I'm a storyteller. And I make a lot of money. I said, I didn't know that. What else do you do, XX? Well, I'm a director of plays in the church. Oh, let me celebrate you. Oh, let me extol you. I'm going to pay homage to you. That's so wonderful. Why isn't XX asking something about me? I wasn't born yesterday. Let me tell you about me. Yes, what about you? Well, you know, you could be a reprobate. I don't really want to know anything about you. Well, I did this and told X what I had done as I did the other stuff. No, I don't want to hear. Well, I have a good relationship with my ex-students. Let me tell you, I don't want to hear about it. Okay. Now, you're saying that XX and XY was not interested in what I had achieved. Well, I wasn't interested in what they had achieved. You know, the singing, the storytelling, I didn't care anything about that. But you tell people how wonderful it is. They feel better and they do more. They want to hear this. They worked hard. And you might say they weren't jealous. They were just indifferent. Well, that's worse. George Bernard Shaw said if you are indifferent to someone, it's worse than hatred. It's worse than jealousy. It's worse than envy. Because if you're indifferent, you just ignore it the way they did me. And the stench just comes on you. Because, indifferent has a room in that same house of sin. And it's a larger room. It's so messy. I'm still smelling. But here's another thing. By not helping me, they prevented me from helping other people. They could have uplifted me. They could have said some kind words, but they refused to. Now, let me say this to you. From time to time, we all are jealous, but perhaps it's not the hurting kind, and that's a good thing. It is the hurting kind that's a problem. And let me say this. I have a vaccine, and I have come up with, I think, a very effective vaccine that I believe will work. And it has a lot of ingredients in it. Now, the efficacy will not be realized if you're overwhelmed with jealousy. But if you just have a little jealousy, this vaccine is going to be very effective to you to get rid of jealousy. Now listen, some of the ingredients in there, I'm going to tell you. One of the ingredients in this vaccine is it's going to help you to change your mind about jealousy. Have respect for people. Say nice things about them. Another ingredient in this vaccine is where you're going to compliment people, extol them for what they have done. And instead of being jealous, you're going to say, I'm going to choose to be envious. Because if I'm envious, that means I'm willing to do the hard work. Not like my cousin who's so vile, just wants something. I'll do it because I can elevate my station in life by being envious. And the last ingredient is more pronounced, and that is focus on how God is blessing you in your life right now and will continue to bless you. Listen to me. we can get through this. Maybe not this decade, but future decades we can. We can eradicate jealousy. Let's work together. We'll do it. Thank you so very much.